episode, the first episode ever of Bath Time with Betty. It's an idea I got from Amelia Fart, but I thought I'd, actually take a bath and discuss a topic that had been on my mind. The topic for today is why we don't deserve nice things. Bubbles? Love bubbles. Why we should try to revert to a post-lapsarian condition, but cannot. Why voluntary human extinction is the only valid political stance. Welcome to my channel. I'm Betty Images. This segment is called Bath Time with Betty. It's basically the same thing I always do in my videos, except I'm in a bathtub in my bathing suit. And today we're going to talk about why we don't deserve nice things. Let's start. If you go, I have a video on like what is accessible luxury that also discusses what is luxury. And I basically, in my philosophical framework, define luxury as inaccessibility. Inaccessibility means something is hard to get or something requires a lot of resources to acquire. Therefore, luxury is wasteful. It is wasteful. It's also a non-necessity. Non-necessity that it requires a lot of resources to acquire and is inaccessible. Therefore, I think that we should deny ourselves it. What is a luxury? Of course, I first have to get through this. I don't think that art is a luxury. I don't think that music is a luxury. I think that paying millions for a Rothko is a luxury, but a Rothko itself is not. I don't think that having a really good pair of leather shoes is a luxury. I think that using them to signal wealth, a la conspicuous consumption, is makes you a degenerate piece of shit. I think that we can have nice things, but we don't deserve them. We don't have the right to have nice things, and most importantly, there is no right to accumulate wealth. That is not a human right. I'm not looking at constitutions or anything. I just legitimately am like, you have the right to live, survive, be happy, be with your family, enjoy yourself, take pleasure in things. You don't have the right to harm others, and as it currently stands, under a capitalist framework, accumulating wealth means to take from others. It means stealing other people's labor value. We could simplify this to just simply say, under our system as it stands, everything given to you was taken from someone else. Maybe not all the time, but a lot of the time, One of my favorite things in the world, leather tanneries, are horrible places. I would never want to work at one, and I'm unimaginably grateful for people who do. But because I know what goes into making leather, I'll never buy cheap leather unless I'm thrifting it, because I don't want to put money into people who underpay people who work at leather tanneries. And while sometimes it's difficult to source where all my leather is coming from, you gotta do your best. Why does Trader Joe's keep everything so cheap? We want everything to be so cheap, but the fact is, it costs a lot of money to make food, and in the past, people would spend a quarter, if not more, of their income, half of their income on food. And now, and there's so much plastic and waste around food, and we want convenience. And people think convenience, that gives them more control of their lives, but no, convenience is a luxury that actually harms you. It actually gives Amazon and Apple more control of your lives. So does meat, everyone wants meat, and we eat a lot of it and we want cheap meat, but it's carcinogenic, which made me stop eating animal products. I'm really scared of dying that way. Cleo 5 à 7, but at the same time, I'm pro leather because we want cheap leather so much that we've invented fake leather, which is plastic, and there is no way cow skin is worse for the environment than fucking a sheet of plastic. Why would I put a sheet of plastic on my body? I know I'm wearing clearly a nylon swimsuit right now, but swimsuits are worn so seldom, and leather touches my skin every day. Anyways, yeah, so fur is clearly better for the environment than faux fur. I'm kind of rambling, but I'm trying to imply that we don't deserve, when I say we don't deserve nice things, I mean we shouldn't be able to throw away nice things and have them all the time. We should be forced to really fucking value them. When you have something nice, you should treat it the way example close to my heart, the way a classical guitarist treats their guitar, or like with, you know, just like such fucking care. Like, material items are important and we shouldn't treat them as expendable garbage, because they are not. Like, you know, and that's what faux fur is, that's what leather is, that's what like accessible luxury is. It turns things that we should be taking care of into garbage. I think that, yeah, and then this idea that we should just be able to have an infinite amount of everything is horrible. It's a horrible idea. It's like why our civilization is doomed. We can't afford to have like economic expansion ad infinitum. Like, we need to literally like rein ourselves the fuck in and just like live like we used to. Like, we should really, like, you know, when people have like 3 outfits per person, or like if you've ever read one of those like how to be a French girl articles, and it's like, you have the French wardrobe where you only have basics and you have 5 signature items. I'm like, we should really just do that. Like, get us excited about less is more. We have so much, we don't appreciate it, we don't take care of it, and we turn it into waste. And like, this idea that like people have the right to accumulate wealth by convincing us that this lifestyle is good, by convincing us that convenience will save us, when really convenience just puts in Amazon surveillance devices into people's homes, is a ridiculous notion. You might be reading the Washington's getting like, Betty, you sound like a Luddite. You sound like you're anti-innovation, anti-technology, you're right, I fucking am. Like, think about like all the paper that newspaper wastes. It wastes a lot of paper. But in the end, far fewer resources are wasted generating newspaper than we waste like using the internet. Like, for every hour of streaming video, you emit some crazy, I can't find it, I'll find the number and just insert it into the video. Like, the using tech to access things conveniently doesn't save, it saves paper, but it wastes energy, and in the end, the net cost is like exponentially greater than just like reading a fucking newspaper. But it's also slower, and it doesn't make us want to spend money as much. And you know, we have a consumer economy. 86% of the US GDP is you know, like consumer consumption. It's consumer spending. We need to stop. Like, we shouldn't have as much as we have. Like, this is my favorite mug. I take care of it. I love it so much. I got it at a shop owned by one of my friends. Like, it's my favorite mug ever, and I'm gonna take fucking care of it, you know? I'm here for like a new materialism. Not material girl materialism and not historical materialism, but just like care about things, buy less. I really want to go zero waste. Proof that the human race was doomed from the beginning. Like, the post-lapsarian condition is one we cannot make a comeback from. That's why I think that voluntary human extinction is the only valid point. Like, sometimes I look at what's happening in the world and I think to myself, oh, well, maybe, like, I can look at the plus side. Like, sure, we're gonna lose the pandas. We've lost the northern, I think, white rhino. We've lost a species of rhinoceros. We're probably gonna lose like polar bears, you know, and those are just the cute animals that people like. Think about all the animals we're gonna lose that no one ever talks about because they're fucking ugly. Like 60% of the world's insect population or something like that in the past 30 years has died from chemical use. I don't even like insects. Fuck insects, but that's a very fucked up statistic. But like any mass extinction, this will open up, you know, maybe the day after apocalypse will be like the shining, bright new day where we change, learn something, reorient ourselves. Maybe it'll be a cultural and generational trauma so deep that we stop hurting each other and the planet. Maybe there'll be a moment, a scintillating bright light. There's a quote I'm thinking of. Maybe it'll be a beautiful day in history. Maybe history will end. All it takes for history to end is for us to stop recording it. Mind you, I'm historicizing the present right now. Anyways, think about it. We used to be a subject of contemplation for the Olympian gods, but now, as one of my friends likes to say, where our own destruction is a subject of the most supreme aesthetic pleasure for our own contemplation. And I think that's beautiful. Maybe not really. It's kind of sad. Anyways, we've doomed ourselves. We can't even recycle anymore. I did not consent to being born. Superabundance causes cancer, you know. Superabundance causes obesity. Superabundance causes heart disease. Superabundance causes environmental and societal collapse. When the wealthy elite fly away on a spaceship so they can make Instagram posts just between themselves, I won't mind. I'll be happy. I'll only be happy when it's all over. Yeah. And so, like, there's no, I don't know what I want even. That Sylvia Plath quote, the same friend who sent me this article always quotes this. It's like, I want. And why do I want? And why do I want? The difference between like buying myself a latte and giving that money to somebody on the street who like needs it. And like when I give money to homeless people, I don't even care what they spend it on. Like they could literally spend it on crack. I wouldn't care. It'd be better than me giving it to Starbucks. I think we should never have been. But since we're here, you know, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna do my best to enjoy myself. It's the grand project of humankind, you know? To figure out what we want and to get it, but no one's ever really fulfilled. Not to bring up the noble savage trope once again, but I really just like, can you imagine wandering through the woods with no home, no language, and no industry? I just want to watch it all burn. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below. Leave me your comments. I know this video was like really rambly, but yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What Foucault would call discourse. So see you next time. Tell your friends to watch my channel if you think I'm weird. Bye.